Another banger. Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, it put in my heart for lockdown.
Yeah, dear YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is MelisaMarie. For those who are new, I am a registered nurse and I post videos about nursing, lifestyle, travel. So in this video today, I'm going to be discussing Chamberlain University. I am not affiliated with Chamberlain in any way. I've not got paid for any of the videos I've ever done. They were just a great tool that I had to get to where I am now. Lots of great things to say, lots of bad things, lots of great things to say about them, and you can see them in all my previous videos, of course. But this video in particular, I am responding to a few comments I've been getting. I've been getting this comment like over and over the last 3 months or so, since about like June or July. And actually, let me put on my screen recorder because we're gonna walk through all of this together, okay? We're A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Should have had all of this together before I came on here. But guys, we're just hanging out. We're getting reacquainted. You know, I've been gone for some time. It's okay. You can take a few minutes to spend the day with me. But this comment says, "Hi dear, I have some questions. I have someone who is trying to get into the BSN program, but she doesn't work or have any savings as she just moved to the US. So she not work and she don't have the money line up." All right, I heard that the tuition fee from start to finish could accumulate up to $100,000, $100K. Please, do you think the student loans will be able to cover such amount? If not, please, what else can she do in order to be able to get the BSN, and even if not from Chamberlain? Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me, and thank you for trusting me for any kind of guidance. I'm not like a counselor. You take what I say with a grain of salt, just as you would with anybody else. But absolutely not. I would say do not go to Chamberlain. That's not what I would tell that person. They have no money and no savings lined up, and they're not American. As far as I know, someone correct me if I'm wrong, if you do not have a US citizenship, you cannot apply for federal aid. Is that true, right? Let me just Google it. Can you apply for FAFSA as an immigrant? Undocumented students are not eligible for federal financial aid and cannot submit a FAFSA. However, you may be able to find other sources of aid, such as state aid or college. Okay, so you can apply for state stuff or college stuff. Even if you just have a social security number, you still can't get the FAFSA. You have to you could possibly get something from your state or local counties, but not from the federal government. So yeah, that's really like a non-option for this person in this comment. Even if you were not an immigrant, you were just any random person, like straight up high school, I have advised the same way through all of these years that I've been dealing with Chamberlain, which we're going on 5 years now since I've learned about Chamberlain. From then until now, I've told people I would never recommend somebody to go to Chamberlain from start to finish. It is very expensive. Let's look up now what the cost is in 2024 with all the inflation and fun. So if you go to the Chamberlain website, all the way to the bottom, there's a link that says cost of attendance. You click that link and it takes you straight to a PDF that they keep updated with the cost of attendance. So here you have total cost of attendance for Chamberlain, which is going to include obviously tuition and mandatory fees, books, of course, supplies, materials, equipment. That could be your scrubs for clinicals. That could be your like stethoscope, your blood pressure cuff. So in 2024 to 2025, the undergraduate program is $10,198 per semester. And as far as I recall, Chamberlain requires 9 semesters. I'm just trying to fact check everything. So yeah, 9 semesters times 10K per semester is about 90,000. But that's really not taking into account like everything else that you're going to be spending money on while in nursing school and things you don't want to think about. So long story short, my recommendation is always to do some kind of community college or like an online program. I know back in the day people were using like Straightliner. Sometimes Chamberlain is shifty about if they'll accept those credits, Personally, I did not go to Chamberlain from start to finish. I would not have done that to myself. I paid about $40,000 for my nursing degree with Chamberlain. That's because I had half my credits basically when I went in. It's not the first nursing school I went to. I dropped out of the first nursing school I went to, so I also had a little bit of nursing credits as well when I started Chamberlain. So for me, going back to the curriculum grid, you have an entire about year and a half that you could be doing school somewhere else for like probably $6,000 to $7,000 total, versus Chamberlain where you're going to be paying $30,000 just for the first year. Looking here at this curriculum grid, you have your anatomies, organic, general biochemistry type of class, health and wellness, nutrition, your psychology, your lifespan development, regular psychology, you have sociology class you could take, you have some maths that you can take, you have like a ton of classes, your English 1 and 2. Like, why are you spending $3,000 for one English 102, English 101 class? Like, come on, that's just not smart, guys. That's not smart. You can literally take English anywhere and it will transfer over as long as you passed. Like, please do not waste so much money on these like basic prerequisites. Ethics, poli-sci, US history. We can make this a very economical choice. Chamberlain is a great choice if you definitely want to get started. You don't want to be on a wait list, because a lot of these schools have like wait lists, but is it really worth it? And in this particular case with this comment, you have no money, no job, and you're an immigrant. Like, come on. And even if federal student aid would cover all or most of it, do you really just want to be like $90,000 in loans for that? Because you're not going to get $90,000 in grants, that's for sure. Oh, Portage Learning. Portage Learning is the other site. Gwinnett Technical College, $3,236. Atlanta Metro, so all of them are basically 3,001, 3,002. Like, that's really nice. That's a nice price for you to get your prereqs in, and they will transfer over as long as you do well. And I believe you have to get like a B or higher, and also you have to place high on the HESI as well. When you feel excited to like jump into your career and get started and be in this nursing world and be more independent, but I really would implore you to do your research. Definitely be patient with the process. It's okay if you don't start right away. It's okay if you have some delays or you have some detours in your track. Like, I had several detours. I couldn't decide if I wanted to be a nurse, a doctor. I had several detours, child. So it's okay. It doesn't have to be a 1-2 step. It doesn't have to be given Sierra. It does not. But paying $90,000 for a nursing degree, I think, is a little insane. I genuinely do. But some people have done it. If you have the support from a spouse or from family who can give you the money, then all power to you. I think that Chamberlain is a wonderful program. My previous degrees are in chemistry and Spanish and public service. So I, of course, already had all of my sciences done. I had all of my electives done as well. I think only like 1 or 2 of the electives they didn't want to come in because they didn't like how the curriculum sounded, but they just wanted my money, child, and I gave it to them. I don't know which state you are in, so depending on your state, I would say look into the community colleges in your area and start there. People sleep on these 2-year nursing programs. If you get your ADN or even your diploma, there are some places who are still doing diploma programs for like in a year's time. Not an LPN program, like an RN diploma program. However you start your nursing career, you get your diploma, your ADN, whatever it is, make that hospital after you graduate pay for you to get your BSN. Like, there's ways to finesse the system so that it's not as expensive and taxing on you. There's no shame to it. Sometimes I know people can look down on those who have a 2-year nursing degree versus those who have a 4-year nursing degree, but let's be completely honest, because I have a 4-year nursing degree, right? I have a BSN. The BSN and the BSN is bullshit. That's all it is. The ADN is the nursing part. You do all the hands-on, you do all the actual nursing classes. And then for the BSN, they add like the ethics and the evidence-based practice and all of these nice collegiate words that they wrap up in a nice little bow. But it's not anything more nursing that you're doing. And you can ask anybody who's gotten their ADN versus who's gotten their BSN, or who's gotten their ADN and have done an RN to BSN program where they're already in the hospital, they're already working as an RN. And in the BSN program, all they're doing is literally writing papers. So it's like the standard that our career is enforcing, and many hospitals, especially magnet hospitals, enforce that as well. So yeah, it's important in the long run, but to start off, at least for right now in October 5th, 2024, it's nothing wrong with going to get your ADN. Like, go look at those 2-year schools, look at the community colleges, look at whatever other 2-year programs that may exist, and start off that way. It'll be so much cheaper. That would be my recommendation, to start off with a 2-year school. And with the 2-year schools, you don't just jump into the nursing program either. You have to apply for it. Those classes can all transfer over to Chamberlain. So while you're applying to their program to get into their nursing school, you could also apply for Chamberlain at the same time. And then you would just transfer all your classes over and it'd be great. And then you'd only have to pay half of that $90,000 and not the whole $90,000. That's my response to those with this question. I did not go to Chamberlain online. I get this question a whole lot too. A whole lot. I did not go to online nursing school. Online nursing school did not exist when I was going to nursing school initially, or when I was transitioning. What happened was, unfortunately, the world went under lockdown because we were in a pandemic. Lord. Being in nursing school in 2020, us COVID nursing kids, like, we went through a lot. The hospitals were obviously inundated with sick people. They didn't have the time or the capacity or the nurse power to take care of nursing students, to teach nursing students, when the nurses themselves were barely hanging on. They were exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically overworked. Like, there was no space for nursing students to come up into a hospital and try and learn something, when this was very unprecedented. Like, nobody, well, you know, conspiracies aside, nobody knew that the pandemic was coming. Nobody knew how to properly move forward through it, especially for students' sake. So yeah, I was forced to be online because of the pandemic. I didn't go to Chamberlain online. I was in person. I took my HESI in person. I did my exams, my entrance, everything. I did that in person before the world shut down, which was March of 2020 is when I did all of that. And then by May, I had started in Chamberlain. Yeah, we had our classes on Zoom or on Zoom pretty much. And then we would have our clinicals on Zoom as well, or we would have the virtual clinical, which is like a little anatomy program where we were doing full assessments with our clinical groups on the Zoom, breaking out into little groups. But that was just simply because of the pandemic. Once we finally got cleared to get back into the hospital, when things calmed down, we were back in the hospital. But I was very happy to be back to be in the hospital. It was really a good experience. To actually get human contact and interaction with my classmates was also really nice. I think that's something that people don't really consider as well when, you know, everybody's so excited about this new online Chamberlain program. But I think there's so much to be said about being in person with your professor, with your classmates, being able to share knowledge, to be able to have that interaction, that one-on-one interpersonal interaction. I think it's really important. Having resources more closely at your fingertips. So being able to go into the lab, being able to go into I can't think of what it's called, but basically you can go there and like practice putting in IVs. You can practice bagging a patient. You could practice compression, chest compression. Like, you could practice a whole bunch. Having access to all of that is awesome. Yes, you can look up things online. You can YouTube University your way through nursing school. But, you know, you want to be prepared for the NCLEX at the end of the day, and you want to be a good practitioner when you get into the field. You don't want to be ghetto up in these streets with these people's family members. You want to be good. So, yeah, the online BSN option is new. Back to tuition, though, it's the same price as far as I'm seeing. $10,001, $10,002. California is a little bit more expensive, $10,006 each semester. It's very easy to get started as well. If you guys are interested in Chamberlain, you can reach out to the admissions people, student services, financial aid. Like, they will walk you through everything. They will walk you through how much financial aid possibly you could be eligible for. They'd walk you through like some different grants and loans and scholarship programs you can apply for. They walk you through everything. It's literally their full-time job to sit and walk through with potential consumers of the school, potential customers. honestly, potential students. That's literally their job. And same with other schools. I'm sure that there are other schools that do the same thing. I know community colleges will have information sessions that you can go to and gather all of this information as well. So definitely do your research for your area and plot out how, you know, you could afford a nursing degree. It's definitely valuable at the end of the day. It's an investment, which is why I was okay with my 40K contribution, because I've made that back by now. You just want to be certain that you're making a good financial decision. I hope that answered your question. I tried to be as concise and direct as I could. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but that's just how I talk. That's just me trying to be thorough, but I know it can be a little much. So that's all I have for this video today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Do comment if you have another question. A couple more videos coming up regarding grad school, which is, I know it's a hot topic. People want to know about grad school. All right, guys. See you in my next video. Look more.
Oh, 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 oh.